So we stepped outside the Weatherford Hotel this afternoon, and we found this colorful bus here parked in front of Heritage Square. Let's go inside and see what it's all about. Come on. We get a lot of buses and vans and tourist companies coming through Flagstaff on a fairly regular basis. And today we're on the bus of the Americans United for Change with Julie Blust, who's the person who's in charge of this little effort here?
Yes. I'm the spokesperson for Americans United for Change, which is the nonprofit organization that's putting on this tour.
Tell me, from the outside, I see a picture of George Bush, and it says the Bush legacy on the side of the bus. What is this all about?
Right. Well, it's deceiving in some ways because you think of a legacy as being a good thing. So on first glance, you might look at this tour bus and think it's celebrating the last 8 years of the Bush administration, when in fact it's actually not. Oh. Inside the bus are all the failures of the Bush administration and its conservative policies. And so we're taking this tour all around the country to sort of educate folks on, what's happened in the last 8 years and drawing the connections that the events that have happened, the Iraq War, Katrina, the environment, these are all things that are a product of a conservative agenda that has, pretty much just supported millionaires and corporations and have left, average middle-class Americans behind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about this, the Road to Global Meltdown exhibit here?
Right. Well, this is a really interesting exhibit because when you open all the doors, we have different pieces of information about different legislation that Bush has supported that has harmed the environment, or legislation that he's vetoed that would actually help the environment, and information about attempts to have cleaner air and cleaner water that have been not supported by this administration at all. And so each of these doors sort of uncovers a different fact about this administration's harmful environmental policy.
Wow. And down here we've got the
This is our healthcare exhibit.
I'm sorry, this is what?
Our healthcare exhibit. Mm-hmm. And it talks about, the healthcare crisis, which unfortunately all too many Americans are familiar with, especially when we have 47 million Americans that are uninsured. And then the rest of us all have to deal with outrageous premiums and co-pays that are taking a huge hit on our pocketbooks. And these are 3 individuals that have healthcare horror stories that they've shared with the bus. And what you can do is it's interactive. You can call on your cell phone and hear each individual's stories and what their experience has been as uninsured and insured Americans that have had to fight against the red tape and the healthcare system that has failed us.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. And over here you've got what looks like a really old-fashioned Route 66 gas pump. Is that what it is?
It is, actually. You hit the nail on the head. And this is Bush and Cheney oil, and this is probably our most popular exhibit. And what it does is you can actually put in information about your vehicle. You can put in how many miles per gallon you get, how often you drive, how large your gas tank is, and it will tell you how much you spent per tank and per year when Bush took office versus now. And it's a staggering difference. It's almost tripled. So this is the one where people look at this and they look at the numbers and their jaws drop when they leave this bus. So it's definitely our most noticed exhibit in the bus.
Well, Julie, Flag News, as you all know, we're a nonpartisan effort at providing local news and culture for Flagstaff, Arizona.
Right.
And since you've pulled into town, well, you're part of the cultural tableau.
Sure.
And I'm curious, how does this bus come to be funded, and to what end does it seek to arrive at through its efforts?
Absolutely. Well, the bus is put on by Americans United for Change, which is also a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization that advocates for progressive policy initiatives and to provide progressive solutions to all the problems you see here on the bus. Now, this project in particular is funded by a number of labor and progressive and veterans organizations that feel that this is a really important message that we have to get out to the public.
It's very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this come through Flagstaff before from any politically inclined group. I mean, we have, all the people that are involved in politics in our town run the gamut, from Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians,
sure.
Ron Paul followers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is the first time I've seen anything coming through town. Katrina is over here. Of course, the terrible aggressions that are going on in the Middle East. What's this? Is this educational?
It's an educational piece.
I got to tell you.
About No Child Left Behind and the underfunding of the Head Start program and how this administration educational policies have failed Americans all over the country. So.
Well, I want to thank you for coming to town and helping us at least be aware of the information that goes behind these issues that we see sort of splashed across the news screen just marginally.
Great. Yeah, and we've had a great response here. We're really happy to be here in Flagstaff. This is actually our third stop here in Arizona, and we've had an overwhelmingly supportive response, and I think Arizonans are ready for some change.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thanks.